The Aggies, the Jazz, the high schools. If it's the sport you care about, we're talking about it. The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
The Full Court Press, Ajay, Salvesen, Eric Frandsen, Gabby the intern's in studio with me. Eric is not. I'm not sure where Eric is. Gone, not forgotten. Alive, not dead. I really don't know where he's at. Called me about 8 minutes ago, reminding me he had a show, and now he's not here. Hope he's okay. A lot to get through today. Some controversial decision-making going on based on the coronavirus. How will it affect the future sporting events in the next couple of weeks? And I'm talking about the NCAA tournament. We'll get to that in a little bit. Utah Jazz fall to the Toronto Raptors in a game that they competed in. A controversial call that ejected Rudy Gobert and ended his night early, and people are blaming the referees. But on the other hand, Jazz are at fault as well. Some big NBA games going on tonight, including in the Western Conference, that have some effect on Western Conference seeding. We'll also get into that. Game time with Gabby will happen. For better or for worse. By the way, Gabby looks spectacular in her Waldo costume. One of my favorite costumes so far. I am enjoying. So, okay, hey, Eric,
I still haven't found her yet.
No, be quiet. You need to give her the glasses. Give her your glasses. I want to see how this goes.
Think I have Waldo glasses?
Yeah,
his are more round than mine are.
Yeah, but we're
a little bit thicker.
Okay, that was in 1980s, 2020. Now Waldo's adjusted his specs.
It's a modern day Waldo?
Yes, it's a modern. Well, yes, because one, it's a woman. Two, the glasses. Okay, and now he's not dressed up in. He's not dressed up in grandma's knitted sweater. Right? It's a jacket. It's a jacket from Abercrombie and Fitch. One of my favorite places to go shopping. I usually go and get my boots there and my pants sometimes.
I thought you were going somewhere else for that.
What, the boots or the pants? Because there are different locations I'll go to get certain items.
The children's place?
No, Toys R Us closed a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Eric, you called me about 5 minutes ago to warn me that we had a show, and now you're late.
I needed to stop by and talk to somebody.
Who?
Because it's hard to catch this person in the building. So it was good to catch this person while they were here in the building.
Kent's always here. Okay,
so we had a good talk. It was good.
I'm sure you didn't. No. Eric, a lot of weird decision making going on in the past 2 days. We're going to continue with that now as the coronavirus is starting to kind of make its way of concern throughout now the United States. The Ivy League basketball tournament was supposed to happen, and now they have actually canceled it for both men's and women's basketball because of concerns about the spread of this virus. The 14 tournament, which was scheduled to be played through Friday through Sunday at the Pavilion in Cambridge, Massachusetts, it has now decided to instead award its automatic NCAA tournament bids to the regular season champions, which belong to the Princeton women and the Yale men, even though that the Harvard men have beat Yale twice by double digits both games. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's unfortunate. I think it's an overreaction. I think that I've had to wrestle with this. I think that there are organizations that feel compelled to be proactive because if they don't, they'll be liable if something happens. But at the same time, I don't mean to downplay some of the serious nature of what is going on here. But in New York, there have been 173 confirmed cases. You know how many deaths?
I don't know.
0.
Oh.
In Seattle, it's a little bit different. In Washington, 167 cases. There have been 23 deaths. In California, there have been 144 cases. There have been 2 deaths. The number of deaths with this is very small. Yes, it is viral. It is spreading. We just heard today that there's a second confirmed case in the state of Utah. But I think we live in a society that, one, is reacting to news that and maybe overreacting to the news of the day. But I think there's also this other aspect where there's a sense that you have to do something, because if you don't, there's this social outcry, one, and the potential for lawsuits, two. I think there's been a lot of overreacting. I think that if I was at the Jazz game last night, they had messages on the board a couple different times. Grant Hill's up there saying, wash your hands, stop the spread of germs. It was a nice message. They had little hand sanitizers periodically on the concourse where we hit that. We're okay. Just sanitize your hands, wash your hands when you're in the bathroom, get enough sleep, eat healthy, and
is it that
you're
simple?
You're gonna
though?
be okay.
No, but is it that simple? We are
9
around
times out of
we are
10,
around
it
hundreds
is.
of people a day, and so you assume, Eric, that if you are taking your vitamins, eating your diet, exercising every day,
and getting proper sleep,
and
washing your hands,
and blowing your nose, is going to make sure that you clear yourself of the coronavirus. That alone is going to take care of it. It's not.
You're going to fight it, and you'll be fine.
You can't say that.
There are a few cases where there are groups of people, certain immune deficient. If you're older, or if you're really young, yes, there are groups that are prone. But I think there's been a lot of overreacting to this.
Okay, so if you go to the...
It has really spread in Italy, and they're having to take vast measures. Like, they're putting the whole northern part of their country in quarantine. 16 million people have been told to stay home to try to get ahead of this. I think what's going on in America is that organizations are trying to get out ahead of this so it doesn't spread and become a problem like it has in Italy and parts of China. But I think there have been some overreacting. I mean, my wife was in Sam's Club today, and the whole toilet paper section is wiped out. The whole, no pun intended, the whole water bottle section.
You said that, and
was wiped out.
Fetch. Here we go.
It's really?
Yeah, dude. Okay,
Look,
I use one roll of toilet paper per 3 days.
If you happen to need toilet paper because you just ran out,
yeah,
good luck.
How do you know that's not the situation? That a bunch of people just ran out of toilet paper.
Everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
Consistently over the last week.
It can cycle into that, man, where everyone runs out of toilet paper at the same time.
So I'm at the Jazz game last night, and we had some conversations on our way down, me and my boys, about the NBA was talking about, they're trying to have some contingency plans.
Okay,
or
these kind of conversations.
They changed, what the media availability is, and the players are on a podium, and you have to be 8 feet away to ask a question. And you can't be in the locker room. And the NBA is trying to be proactive as well. And one of the things is talking about not having fans in the stands. Fourth quarter, Jazz are making their comeback. They tie the game. They take the lead. The arena is going nuts. And my 15-year-old pulls me aside and says, this would never happen. This game like this would never happen if there are no fans in the stands. I'm like, dude, you're right.
He is right.
This game would be so boring, and it would have been over a long time ago. Toronto probably would have taken care of business, and there wouldn't have been that surge from the crowd to get the Jazz back into it. I mean, ultimately, Toronto still took care of business, but it wouldn't have been near as interesting.
The first forward in Dayton, by the way, is also under siege. As the governor, Mike DeWine, has tweeted out, for athletics, for indoor events, we are asking for no events with spectators other than the athletes, parents, and other essentials to be at the game. Right now, outdoor events can continue. So this would most likely, Eric, affect the first four in Dayton next Tuesday night, and also the first and second round games in Cleveland, Ohio. Not sure if the governor is asking something of this, or is it like you're looking at your kid, you ask him to do something, but you're really actually telling him to do it, not just asking. You wonder if that's going to be the situation here.
Okay, so in Ohio, I have my interactive map here.
Oh, geez.
Hold up. So in Ohio, there are 3 confirmed cases. 3.
Yeah, but Eric,
3.
But,
my
stop.
gosh.
I'm just
stop
saying,
playing basketball.
3 cases
Don't
get
let
turned into
anybody
100.
gather together
On February
to enjoy a basketball
27th
game.
in China, there was 600 cases, and then in 11 days, it vaulted to over 10,000. Eric, in 11 days, from 600 to 10,000. Do you
but there
see
was
the
no
problem?
information about what was going on.
What do you mean? Well, okay, so wait, you sit in the building and you all have, hey, if you please, before you sit down, check on your seat for a brochure about how to handle the coronavirus. No, what the
There was
fuck
no
are you
public
talking about?
information
It
about
doesn't matter. If you
being
still sit in the
careful.
if you sit 4 rows from someone who has the coronavirus, you're still probably going to be suspect to it, man. It doesn't matter. Hurry and grab a donut. Grab one now.
Good.
Why? Because you're afraid of the coronavirus? Are you afraid, huh?
I don't
Mr.
know.
Tough
I don't know
Guy?
if James
Mr.
breathed
I
on
take
those.
care of my body and I eat my vegetables. Want to go ahead? There you go. See? Yeah. Just because you eat that donut doesn't mean you're not eating right and having your vitamins and taking the corona.
I'm gonna have to wash my hands now.
I'm good. Thank you though. I'm not a crumbly donut. I definitely don't do Lucky Charms. That looks fattening. I don't do coconut, and I definitely don't do jelly filled. But thank you so much.
Okay, so
for
the
offer.
NCAA has issued a couple different statements here recently
Yes.
in light of what the Ivy League has done. They basically said, look, we leave it up to
By the way, James
NCAA
Smartmark is one of the coolest guys in the world. Love
we
James
leave it
Smartmark.
up to NCAA member institutions how they want to do things. And so they're saying we're not mandating that they have to have a conference tournament to decide who goes to the NCAA tournament. Additionally, they just issued another statement just 20 minutes ago. The NCAA continues to assess how COVID-19 impacts the conduct of our tournaments and events. We're consulting with public health officials and our COVID-19 advisory panel, who are leading experts in epidemiology and public health, and will make decisions in the coming days.
So here's the thing.
Basically, they're just saying, we know it's there, we're talking about it, we're doing our diligence, so you can't say we didn't do anything. Because it's getting overblown.
It is getting overblown, and I am. I'm sick of hearing about it, but I understand why we are hearing about it. I do. I completely understand why. And it's going to be that way for a while. For a long while.
I agree. I think for another month at least.
At least.
This may even start to ramp up even more than it is.
Could you imagine a first 4 Dayton game, playing game in Dayton, Ohio without any fans? Hey, do you remember how long ago was it? Because there was riots in Baltimore. And the White Sox were playing the Orioles in Baltimore at Camden Yards. And so instead, because of the violence going on, they allowed players and media to come in and play the game. No fans of any sort, just players and media, and they played a game in an empty stadium. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like it was a little bit eerie, but it was way awesome. Plus, could you hear some of just the things that would come out of players' mouths in a basketball game? Oh my gosh!
It would be like if you got to look at what these close scrimmages look like.
Yeah, it'd be a close scrimmage, but with your season on the line.
Right. That meant something.
Yeah, that meant something.
Now, LeBron James came out earlier and said, if they decide to do this without the fans, I'm not going to play because we do it for the fans. And now he's starting to backtrack a little bit and say, oh, okay, yeah, I guess if you're going to decide to cancel games, I guess, or not allow fans there, then I'll still play. By
the way, I'm glad that the Las Vegas the Mount West tournament was in Las Vegas last week. Because it's been announced that the MGM will stop operating its buffet service at 7 properties in Las Vegas, including the MGM Grand, which was where I stayed at.
People from all over the world go through Las Vegas.
But here's the
day.
problem. It should have stopped operating years ago because it's so expensive. $32, man. It was $32 to eat at their breakfast buffet. And you know what? I had 1 plate and I was full. I spent $32 for 1 plate. I didn't pay a tip. Don't tell anybody.
Do you know how many cases there are, confirmed cases in Nevada?
3.
4.
See? You see?
Fewer than Ohio, but yet the West Coast Conference is still holding their tournament. Pac-12 is still going to hold their tournament at the T-Mobile Arena.
And when someone gets the coronavirus out of that, then they're going to be like, oh, and you're going to come back on and be like, you know what? My bad. It wasn't blown up.
I will say this, the thing that is a little bit different about this whole COVID-19 coronavirus, whatever it's being called these days, it seems like they change its name every 2 days, is that you can have it for up to 14 days before it manifests itself. So I think that's where it's a little tricky. That's why Google today said, all of our employees, work from home. Do not come to work.
I wish you and I could do that.
Just trying to be proactive. Because you may have it, and you don't not know it. You could be spreading it around and not realize it. We just hired somebody here who went on her spring break up to Portland and Seattle.
Oh, come on, Eric.
And I'm like, you didn't get the virus, did you? No, I was very careful washing my hands. You know what?
Did you test him?
We're not going to know for another week or two.
Did you test him?
How would I test him?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Excuse me.
Don't you know?
It's your first day on the job. Can I swab your cheek?
Yeah, do it. Okay, swab their cheek. Have them spit in a cup. I don't know.
I'm talking about mouth.
Okay, well...
I don't know what cheeks you're thinking. I'm thinking of the mouth,
well,
with the tongue.
I mean...
Those cheeks.
Have them poop in a cup or whatever they got to do. Let's figure it out. I'm not freaking getting more disease than I already am. I came from India, all right, and I came with lots of problems.
That why you want to go in the North 40 of the building?
Yeah.
So you can have your social isolation?
Yeah, and you guys stick me in the corner like I have the coronavirus now. All the way over there. No one greets me except for Gabby.
I had to make sure I hit the hand sanitizer when I came by and talked to you.
I forced Shania to come over and say hi to me. She wasn't thrilled about that idea.
I think that it is correct that the NCAA and the NBA that they're having meetings, that they're meeting with health professionals. I think absolutely they should. But I think that the public is overreacting a little bit. I think the Ivy League has overreacted. I think that's unfortunate that the kids don't get a chance to play the games to decide their fate. You can still play the games, just don't have the fans there if that's going to be your solution. But things were worse when there was the H1N1 that was going around. Swine flu. Remember that?
I forgot about that.
So, I mean, let's not overreact. We live in a social media world where everybody has to have a take and everybody's got to overreact and freak out. And then if you don't do something, then everybody's going to roast you for not doing something.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that is leading a lot of this, is that if you don't do something, you got blinders on, you're not paying attention, you're not being responsible. Well, part of it may be just it's not really that big of a deal yet. And if it becomes worse, then absolutely take the necessary steps. But get enough sleep at night, eat healthy, wash your hands. 9.999% of the time out of 10, you're going to be fine. I guess 99.999%, you're going to be fine. All right, I'll get off my soapbox now.
You good?
I'm good.
All right.
I got a spud nut staring at me, so I'm good.
You got a spud nut staring at you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got a donut, huh? What kind did you get?
I don't know.
Dude, wait, you just put that on the table like that?
Well, where am I supposed to put it?
I don't know, but somewhere where you're not going to get the coronavirus from that. Now you just stuck it there. Who knows? Like, maybe AJ hocked a loogie right there, and yeah.
Yeah, because I saw him doing that the whole time he was in here yesterday.
No, you didn't, because you weren't here the whole time. You left.
Oh, it's true. I only saw the first hour.
So, yeah. He sneezed right there, like on that spot.
So, we thought a couple months ago that it was laughable that the Mountain West lost sight of what was going on with buildings and facilities to do their tournament. This week, man, blessing in disguise, because they were able to still have it. People still gathered. They had their games. The games played out. Because what if they decided, regular season decides it? Utah State would be sitting around wondering, do we get in? They're just going to go with San Diego State as an automatic. But
yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
It would have been ugly.
All right, we're going to take a break. Coming back, it's time for Game Time with Gabby. And by the way, she came up with a concern, Eric, that we should be concerned about. And maybe a way to help her. I think we have a way to help her.
Does that have to deal with washing our hands?
No,
Okay.
No. Something more vital than that, Eric. Much more. You really need to put that donut somewhere else. That's not. I really think AJ hawked a loogie there.
The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
I don't even want to be in the same room as you.
Why?
Don't even dude.
Why? That's hurtful.
You just. I already have mine. I don't even want to touch that.
Not infected.
Okay, there's donut all over your face. You're a big disgrace. You just sucked your whole entire hand. Licked every bit of it. And not once, and then you're sitting here giving me the speech of wash your hands, be your diet, da-da-da-da-da. And then here you are, you're like a cat licking its paws to give itself a bath. And then you touch everything over there.
I'm not done yet. I got more I got to finish off during the next break.
I mean, are you 5?
Big donut.
Let's stick a Clorox wipe over there.
Couldn't take it all in one take.
Clorox blanket now, more like it. Oh, it's so gross. All right, it's everybody's favorite time of the day. It's our game time with Gabby, starring Gabby the intern. She'll ask us some questions. We'll try to answer them. But Eric, we do have a small problem. I mean, Gabby, you brought this problem up. Tell him the problem that you told me.
I don't know what you're talking about. What problem are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, we did. We talked about a few problems, didn't we?
Yeah.
This one would have to deal with the fact that she's running out of questions.
Oh. There's that.
Even though the sport has been going on for how many years, there's how many different sports and how many games and how many records, we are running out of questions for some reason after only 4 weeks.
It's not been 4 weeks.
5 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know how we run out of questions. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not out of questions. I just didn't want to today.
You didn't want to?
There's just so many.
Grandma B is going to be absolutely livid right now because she's taking her break from work to get in her car and drive around for 9 minutes to listen to Gabby, her beautiful niece, be on the air. And now you are like, oh, I don't want to be here today.
Wait.
Niece?
Niece?
That makes no sense.
Granddaughter.
Your beautiful granddaughter, okay, that she doesn't even want to be here today. All right.
No.
Is it the outfit? Is it because I called you Waldo? I'm sorry.
You called me Waldo.
It offended
me.
It was a compliment.
No.
Waldo's one of my favorite books. I love Waldo. I used to always buy the cereal life boxes to find Waldo on the back.
Fair enough. Can we get to the quizzes?
Well, I mean, I guess, but I mean, I'm terrified here, Eric. Our intern's already running out of steam to want to be here.
I have faith in her.
Well, stop having faith.
She'll figure it out.
Rude.
Oh, come on now.
No, don't you dare, Eric. Don't you dare.
I should throw the remainder of my donut over here at you.
No.
After I lick it.
And knowing you probably hit Gabby, too. All right, Gabby, go ahead. What the heck is this? Okay, sorry. We got to get some... Well, actually, that was good.
All right. What do you got for us, Gabby?
Okay. All right. Question number 1. Who was the first baseball player to hit 50 home runs and 50 doubles in a season?
50 home runs and 50 doubles?
Yes.
Was it Lou Gehrig?
No.
Oh, no.
Idea.
Was it Ted Williams?
No.
Oh, those are my 2 good guesses. The Splendid Splinter.
50 home runs and 50 doubles. Wow.
It really wasn't Lou Gehrig, though, huh?
No.
Stan Musial.
No.
One more guess. Jimmy Fox.
No.
Who was it?
Albert Bell. 1995.
Really?
Yes.
With the Cleveland Indians.
Albert Bell.
Dude, he was a monster. Yeah, he was good.
1995, you said?
1995.
Isn't that interesting? That long
Yeah.
for the history of baseball.
That's what I'm
telling
telling you, because there's like Pete Rose, but he was a home run guy, but Lou Gehrig, right? Jimmy Fox had a couple of batting titles himself. Wow. Albert Bell. Okay, I haven't heard that name in a while. That throws back some memories.
Okay. Question number 2. In what decade did the Boston Red Sox win 2 World Series?
2004 and 8.
No.
2010 to 2019.
The first.
Wait, what?
In what decade did Boston Red Sox win 2? The first one. First decade.
Oh,
In what decade did they win their first World
two-
Series?
Yeah.
oh, okay. That's on you.
No.
Oh, that's on you for not paying attention.
No,
Yeah,
no, it's her. She's like,
you're not
what
paying
decade did they win 2 World Series titles? 2004 and 8.
But that's technically not a decade. I'm saying. But
2000 to 2009.
No, it was
Well,
she said the first 2.
the first decade.
So we're like 1900s.
Oh, so we're early. Okay.
The
yeah.
first decade. Not year, decade.
1920s.
No.
No, it's 1900s. Like it's like the first.
John Russell
Nin-
says 1910.
1910s.
Wow, look
Yep.
at you. Go, John Russell.
No, shut up, John. You know you're not involved.
He is involved. He's getting them right.
Okay, yeah, that's on you. Nobody got that right because you phrased it wrong.
No, she did not.
Yes, you did.
No, she did not.
Be better.
All right, what you got next?
My bad. Okay. What was the first NHL team, what was the first NHL team to win back-to-back Stanley Cup titles?
Detroit Red Wings.
No.
Man, they were good in the 90s too. That's surprising.
Boston Penguins.
No.
Boston Pink. Wow. Boston Penguins, huh? Ah, there you go. That sounded fluid. Let's go.
Edmonton Oilers.
No, Edmonton's never won one.
Oh, Calgary Flames.
No.
No, it's oh man, it's the is it Philadelphia?
No.
J.
Or is-
Russ says Montreal Canadiens.
He's
No?
Googling this crap too. Is it it's not the Boston Bruins. Would have been
Toronto.
no, not Toronto. Shut it. Hold on. I want to get this one. Don't you dare roll your eyes at me.
Oh, Vancouver.
No, Vancouver doesn't even have a hockey team. You.
Vancouver Canucks. What are you talking about?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I knew that. I was just testing your mettle. I'm gonna say if it's not Detroit and it's not Colorado Avalanche. Are you Googling this?
No, I'm not.
You cheater.
I haven't even typed anything.
I'm gonna go LA Kings.
No.
Okay, who is it?
Ottawa Senators.
Oh.
Ottawa.
Ottawa Senators. Figures
Yeah.
it'd be a Canadian team.
The Otters. Guys were good back in the day. All right, what's
Okay.
the next one?
Question number 4. Who was the first MLB player to have his number retired?
Wait, who was the
The
first?
first
one?
Major League Baseball player to have his number retired?
Jackie Robinson?
No.
No.
Oh, pretend like you know.
It took teams a while to accept that. First player to have his jersey retired.
Is it Babe Ruth?
No.
Stan Musial.
No.
Who's the Stan guy you keep thinking? Lou Gehrig.
Yep.
That's right.
Ooh.
July 4th.
Yep.
He gave his final speech. That's right.
Oh, that's right. That's a great speech.
Yes. Have you ever heard it?
No.
It's really
I
good.
will go listen to it.
Consider myself the luckiest man alive.
Do you ever hear the story about the little kid who came up and hugged him after?
No.
So he got sick, and then he asked Lou Gehrig to go hit a home run for him, and he would try to get back through therapy because he didn't want to do therapy anymore. He just wanted to die. And so Lou Gehrig hit 2 home runs, and then like 4 years down the road, on that last day when he gave his speech, the kid came up the dugout stairs and came over and gave him a hug. Yeah, pretty cool.
Interesting.
There's a book called Chicken Soup for the Sports Fan's Soul. It is so good. So good. Oh, it is great. All right, go ahead.
Who was the first player drafted in the first NFL draft in 1936?
Not Otto Graham. Not Johnny Unitas. First player drafted. Actually, no. I don't know who it is.
Johnny.
Let's go. Johnny's actually a decent guess. Is it Johnny?
No.
Who is it?
Jay Berwinger.
You are running out of questions.
When was the first NFL draft? 1936?
1936.
Wow. I realized it'd been around that long.
Say you hadn't been around that long, or the draft hadn't been around that long? All right.
Okay. Who is the first player to be drafted number 1 without playing college or high school basketball in the United States?
Kobe Bryant.
No.
No,
he
Kevin
played high
Garnett.
school.
No.
He played high school ball. So he didn't play college or high school.
It was the first player.
Holy
Out there.
Dirk
smoke.
Nowitzki.
No.
Was it an international player?
Yes.
It was.
It was.
Andres Sabonis?
No.
Detlef Schrempf.
No.
Sharif Abdul?
No.
Oh, Keem Olajuwon.
No.
Ooh, that's a good guess, though. Dikembe Mutombo.
No.
Who?
Yao Ming.
Oh,
Or however.
really?
Yeah.
Really? So
Yep.
Akeem played in college?
No.
Oh, yeah. Akeem played for Houston, man.
That's right. Hakeem played for the Houston Cougars.
Yeah, they lost to Jimmy V's Cinderella team.
That's right.
Yao Ming, huh? Man,
The first person to be drafted number 1 who didn't play any high school or college basketball.
That's a good
I'm
question.
really surprised it was that late.
That late. Man, he sucked.
Dirk wasn't a number 1 overall pick.
No. Nope. In fact, I remember. Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow,
Huh,
okay.
I didn't know that. That's a good one.
That was a good question, yeah.
Alrighty. Last question. Who was the first hockey player to win Sportsman of the Year from Sports Illustrated?
Oh, Steve Yzerman.
No.
Wayne Gretzky.
No.
Whoa, really?
I really thought it was Steve Yzerman. It wouldn't be Sidney Crosby. He's a jerk. Gordie Howe.
No.
I have no idea.
Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
He was a jerk, too.
Yeah, he was. Still a good guess.
Bobby Orr.
Oh! Didn't he play for the Boston Bruins? Bobby Orr did?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Sure.
That was a loaded. They used to have some loaded players on Boston squad.
No, I think you're mistaken. They're the Penguins.
No, that's the Washington team.
Oh, okay.
Gabby, thank you.
Hey, those were good.
Those were good questions. We'll help you, get better questions. Eric will,
Historical.
Yeah.
Contemporary. Across different sports. It's good.
Oh, look, 9835 even texted him. Bobby Orr. He even knew before we did. Which we didn't even know at all. So, yeah, nice job, 9835.
Yeah.
Our bad. I got to start studying hockey. See, I'm not a hockey guy until it gets playoffs. But you watch hockey what? I mean, you're pretty big into hockey, right?
Yeah, I like hockey.
Who's your team? Do you have a team?
Not necessarily.
Is it the
Okay.
Colorado Red Wings?
No.
Them.
I usually watch the Penguins. But
What about baseball's underway, though?
yeah.
Does that excite you?
Yeah, of course it does.
I'm excited for the 162 games that we're going to see a Houston Astro player get beamed. I love brawls in baseball. I've only gotten one of them, but it was well worth it.
There's been some distance between all the uproar. You think it's calmed down? It's going to go away?
Yeah.
Or once it starts going regular season,
look,
regular home arenas.
when the Astros play the Dodgers in LA, it's going to happen. When the Astros play the Red Sox and the Yankees, it's going to happen. When the Astros play
the Nationals,
it's probably going to happen. It's just how it is.
But when they play Kansas City,
oh no,
probably nothing.
I mean, Kansas City might do it because everyone else, they just want to be like one of the cool kids, right? Just because they're doing it, they want to be a part of it.
All right,
we got to stick up for everybody else.
All right, we got to add our own 2 cents to this.
We got to bean someone. Let's do so. It's gonna be one of those things. And if you're the Astros, you can't do anything about it. because you earned it, So we've been through that conversation numerous times, but yeah.
Thanks, Gabby.
Baseball season getting on the way. Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate you a lot.
Of course.
Great stuff. And I did not call you Waldo. I said
Yes, you did.
I
said, "Hey, you look like Waldo."
Okay. Well, that I said look like, not that you are Waldo. There's a difference. Though I would like to get a red stocking stripe hat and some glasses and just come into work one day.
just to complete the ensemble.
Hey, I'm on it.
If you're still here by Halloween, please do. We'll have a great dress-up costume contest, and I'll vote for you.
Hey, really nice piece in Sports Illustrated about Sam Merrill and Utah State Aggies. More news about how coronavirus is affecting sporting events. And the Utah Jazz letting one get away from them last night on their home turf. Concern for things to come, or just a bad night from a couple of their players.
We also have the stat that blew our mind and our player of the week. It's all in the full court press. Eric Frandsen, Gabby the intern. I'm Ajay Salvesen, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
The Aggies, the Jazz, the high schools, the full court press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
What is this? Okay, you know what? For now on, this isn't the LX Club. Like, what is that music? Oh. Gabby, you're a country music listener, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Wouldn't you rather hear country, like, welcoming us in than techno music?
I would always prefer country.
We need to work on this, Eric. We need to get some better music onto our system. To pump me up when I don't have the energy to do a show. To pump Gabby up when she doesn't want to be here. And she doesn't want to do Game Time with Gabby. Even though Grandma B's in the car waiting for her to do Game Time with Gabby.
I didn't say I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to find the questions to do it.
So then the next time ask me and I'll find the questions for you.
Ajay would be happy to find the questions. So he knows the answers.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank
you. Oh, by the way, did she tell you how close I was or how good I was at guessing her outfit last week? How awesome am I? Am I awesome? Awesome blossom? With extra awesome? That's a no. Great. Eric, we got breaking news coming out from conference basketball again.
Okay,
Give it to me.
Two conferences now have just announced that they will hold their conference tournaments, but without the fans in the stands. The Big West is going to be doing that. They won't be allowing their fans in the stands. No spectators at the Big West tournament, which is being played at Long Beach State University. And then also news just now that the MAC will not allow students, only credentialed institutional personnel, student-athlete family members, credentialed media, television and radio crews, and official team party members will be permitted for attendance for the tournaments. Those games are played in Ohio. The Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, where already the governor has said, stay away. We don't want people gathering together in any form or fashion. So there will not be any fans in the stands for the MAC tournament. There will not be any fans in the stands in the first four that take place in Dayton, Ohio on Tuesday next week. Getting serious about it in Ohio. They don't want it to spread.
Ooh.
After there have been 3 confirmed cases.
So Cleveland, Ohio also has the opening 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament at their house. Do they play without empty arena, or do they play without fans in their arenas?
On Thursday?
Yeah, and
Are those
Friday.
on Thursday or Friday?
I think it's Friday.
Probably. I mean, if their governor has made the declaration, and
so is media
it's already
allowed?
affecting different. The MAC isn't going to do it. The first 4 isn't going to have fans there.
So who? I mean, officials, staff members that need to run the event. You won't need to worry about concession stands because there'll be nobody there to pick up food.
No.
You'll need. Do you need security? I guess you won't even really need security because there'll be no fans there to worry about. So it's going to lessen the cost tremendously. Media, are they allowed? I'd imagine yes.
Credentialed media are allowed. Yes.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
And you know what? I can't fault organizations for trying to be proactive to limit or slow the spread of the disease. And when large groups of people gather together, especially in states where it has been confirmed, you have to take precautions. But I just think it's unfortunate they're taking those kinds of measures. At least they're still playing the games, unlike the decisions that have been made by the Ivy League.
Here's my other thing about it is fans are buying tickets because tickets sell tomorrow, I believe, to go to the game. If fans are buying NCAA tournament tickets and they end up in, because we don't know if they're going to end up in Cleveland or not. We have no idea where they're going to end up at. If they do end up in Cleveland, do they get their ticket refunded then? Is that what I'm guessing?
I don't know. It's a good question. I would assume.
They're trying to, promote, hey, come buy tickets now, come get them. It's, take care of it now. But then if they end up in Omaha, in Cleveland, or somewhere where they shut it down, then what do you do?
I would imagine they'd have to refund the money. But you're right. I mean, schools that already know they're going to go or have a strong indication that they're going to go, you can start to do pre-purchase, like get your name down to reserve seats. You don't know where you're going yet, but if they decide to go, when we know where they'll go, then if you deciding, look, I'm going to go with the team wherever they end up, I'm going to travel there, then you can get those tickets now. You can get kind of a reservation system already done. But if those games
I would just
say no fans, they'd have to refund your money.
Because they talk about how the NCAA tournament is one of the greatest, must-see things, especially to be there. And I got a chance to attend my first NCAA tournament last year courtside, watching the Aggies play the Washington Huskies. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. But there's also the problem of, if you're going to play an NCAA tournament game, it's going to be dead of energy. And that's the thing is how hard will, with the season on the line and a chance to be in the NCAA tournament, Eric, will it affect the energy of the players, or will they still have that energy to say, you know what, it's full go, it's do or die, one and done, we need to win to move on?
It's going to be a lot like those neutral site games Utah State played early in the year when they were in the Bahamas. Not very many people there. Good competition, high level of competition, but no fans. Very small group of fans. So you better hope that your family members, you have a big family.
Yeah.
And they can cheer loud.
They can cheer loud. That's right, because families are allowed to come. So how would they organize that though? They say, wait, what's your last name? Would they?
Yeah, they have to come up with some kind of a list. I'm sure.
Be tough to do.
Maybe limit it to a certain number. Because if you say, I want mom and dad and brother and sister and grandma and cousin Jimmy and
that's
Aunt
the thing,
Joan.
Is you get your aunts and uncles, your cousins, your brothers, the whole shebang, you're going to have a pretty decent crowd though.
Right,
still.
especially if you're from Utah.
Yeah. Like Sam Merrill. If they take him to you're so, dude.
Just there's large families
you
in
have
Utah.
Problems.
There's
you have
larger
problems.
than normal families in Utah.
You're going there and you shouldn't. Eric, how serious do you think this gets by the, let's say, first round next Thursday?
Ajay, this continues to change every day. The number of new cases is it jumped, it spiked a couple days ago. And we're getting new cases every day, but they're not to the same rate as they were a couple of days ago. So I'm hoping that what we're seeing is somewhat of a decline in new cases that are coming out. That seems to be where it's trending. And as more people are becoming more socially aware and taking more precautions, then hopefully this slows and we really start to see a decline, and then we can get back to normal again. But I don't think we're going to see the end of this next week when the tournament begins. It may still be 2 to 3 weeks before we start to see it really start to die down.
What are your thoughts on the media not being allowed to enter the locker rooms in the NBA right now?
I was listening to a little bit of that yesterday. Some guys were talking about that you can get a better feel for some things in the locker room, and stories develop from what you hear and how you interact with players in the locker room. And that's an unfortunate part that's going to be taken away, but there's still going to be media access to the players, so I think it's totally fine. It's not like they're saying, sorry, we'll just issue a statement about the game and then you can read it and take it at face value. No, I mean, they're still going to make themselves available. And the Jazz did last night, and I thought Rudy Gobert had a really interesting quote afterwards saying, if the refs aren't going to take care of justice, then I will on my own.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into the Jazz-Raptors game in a controversial one as Rudy Gobert was ejected for really a crazy situation that he did nothing wrong. BYU falls to St. Mary's. How bad does that affect them in their seeding? And we'll get to more of the full, of course, Utah State basketball. Great article written in the Sports Illustrated on what the Aggies just did. It's all coming up on the Full Court Press, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
Talking the sports you care about. The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
I've heard better. Yeah, it's actually all right. I'm kind of cool with this. Eric Frandsen, Ajay, Salvesen, Full Court Press. 50 seconds left in the first hour of the show. We'll get to Utah State basketball. Great article, by the way, written about the Utah State Aggies. Really, really good stuff. In the past
Sports
5
Illustrated.
seasons, yep, Sports Illustrated. In the past 5 seasons, there have been 5 mid-major teams not named Gonzaga in the top 50 nationally in offensive and defensive efficiency. And of those 5 teams, 4 have won at least one NCAA tournament game that season. And all 5 were 7 seeds or better. The Aggies currently rank, Eric, 49th on offense and 46th on defense. We'll get into deeper details of that more. We'll also get into stat that blew our mind and player of the week. And we'll get you ready for a Tuesday night / Wednesday night of sports coming up. It's all coming on the Full Court Press, second hour, on its way here on 106.9 FM, 13 AM, The Fan.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Depending on where you live, there's a whole group of colleges and universities you probably never think about, except for 1 week of the year. It's championship week in college basketball, and that means it's time to celebrate teams like East Tennessee State, who just won the Southern Conference last night, or Belmont, who clinched the Ohio Valley Conference, or the Big South champs, Winthrop, or Bradley, this year's Missouri Valley champs. It goes on all week long. Small schools trying to punch their ticket to the big dance. They may not stand a chance next week when the tournament begins, but for their fans, nothing is more exciting than winning the conference and knowing they'll compete against the best teams in the country. There's really no other sport that can create these kind of storylines. College football is too top-heavy, the pros too corporate. Championship week is a unique and special time of the year, and it's also a great reminder of the names of some of the smaller teams that we only think about 1 week a year in March. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise.